welcome back. It's our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. This audio is brought to you by Lindsay & Associates with locations in Fayetteville, also 2 locations in Rogers. This segment is also brought to you by Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And lastly, it's brought to you as well by Fun City, located in Springdale, just off the 412 highway. And if you don't get a chance to catch us here on our live stream from 1 to 2 of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins, catch us on our iHeart as we podcast the top segment of each and every day. But it's the Battle of the Bulldogs today. We told you we had some great games taking place, none bigger than what's going to be taking place between the hedges. And well, you want to talk Battle of the Bulldogs, so we catch up with UGAsports.com's Jake Ruth. Jake, welcome to the Hill, my man.
Hey, thank you for having me back as always, Pat.
Let's get off into it. Big game. Number 11 against number 17. Did you see this, back in July when, SEC Media Days kicked off the football season, that you'd be having a game this early in September and Mississippi State and Georgia would be involved?
I really didn't. I think it was a little bit hard to envision the season that Mississippi State has had to this point, especially when you factor in what they were able to do against LSU. I think overall it's a situation where you're going to be able to, have a great game day atmosphere. Georgia fans are going to be out there in droves for sure, and I think it's going to be a really tremendous matchup. Definitely Georgia's biggest test to this point in the season.
When you look at Nick Fitzpatrick, he's thought to be, Jake, if not the best quarterback, one of the top 2, and a very highly thought of NFL prospect. When you look at this matchup for Georgia and Coach Tucker and Kirby Smart, defensive minds, what's the main concern that they have when playing a kid? And a lot of people may not know, he's from the state of Georgia. What does that add to this matchup also?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can bet that he's probably going to want to get out there and prove to some people that he should have been recruited by the in-state school, being from Richmond Hill down there. But I think that Georgia's going to be able to transpose a lot of what they did against Notre Dame onto this game, and really what that comes down to is making this kid beat you with his arm like they did Brandon Wimbush. You want to contain him. You want to make sure that you've got your guys taking care of those edges, and if they're able to stop that run, I think Georgia feels confident about what they're going to be able to do against the Bulldogs in the West.
Thinking about this Mississippi State defense, and under a guy that I know you have a lot of familiarity with, and defense coordinator Todd Grantham, what do you expect, and having the privilege of seeing it up close, the Mississippi State defense to try to attack the most versus Georgia's offensive game plan?
I think that is to me the key matchup of the game is that's the front 7 of Mississippi State against Georgia. Mostly because Georgia's not really settled on an offensive line yet. They're still shuffling things around there. Todd Grantham is a tremendous coach, a guy who has coached some excellent pass rushers in his career and knows how to get after a quarterback. And I think that it's going to be a big test for Tim Chaney and Sam Pittman to have their guys.
Of UGAsports.com, getting the Bulldogs version from the Athens side of the SEC in this Battle of the Bulldogs, this big SEC matchup that's going to be taking place between the hedges this Saturday. 11th ranked Georgia versus 17th ranked Mississippi State. I know it's got to be a big weekend. When you get a matchup like this, all coaches around the country, get really excited as they can have some of their more top priority prospects. Jake, could you give us a couple of names of some guys that you've talked to as you cover that side as well that may be making their way down to Athens this weekend for this big matchup?
Yeah, we've already spoken to about 50 guys. We've already got 30 confirmed visitors for this upcoming weekend, and I know the list is just going to continue to grow as the week goes. One of the key ones to watch is the possibility that Justin Fields may show back up. The number 1 dual-point quarterback in America, a kid who was on campus last week, and if he's back for 2 weeks in a row, I think Georgia's going to feel real good about their chances. Other guys to watch out for: Jamari Salyer, the top offensive guard in America, and also a 5-star in a guy like K.J. Henry, who's one of the top pass rushers in America as well. A lot of 2019 guys are going to going to have a great portion of their trajectory as well. So they're going to be getting their guys involved in recruiting as well as the coaches.
Last question before I let you go. Outside of the game that's taking place this weekend in Athens, where will you most have your eyes and attention on in the SEC when Saturday takes place?
I'm really looking hard at that Vanderbilt-Alabama game, Pat. I think that's a really intriguing matchup. I think Alabama has so clearly been dominant for so long, but Vanderbilt has shown they're a team on the rise. They bought into what Coach Derek Mason's doing. I don't think that they're going to win necessarily, but I do think that they're going to give the Crimson Tide a good fight.
Now, in your pick, Georgia wins this football game Saturday in the Battle of the Bulldogs versus the Mississippi State Bulldogs. If they do what and why, Jake?
I think if they're able to contain Nick Fitzgerald in the pocket and make him beat him through the air, I think that they're going to be able to have a very good shot of winning this highly touted matchup. But that's what it's going to come down to. If that kid gets over 100 yards, I think it's going to be a long, long day for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Jake, thanks for always coming on. We're going to come back next week, recap the Battle of the Bulldogs, and then talk about another big SEC matchup that you guys will have as you guys are going to take a trip down to Knoxville and take on the Tennessee Vols. But as always, thanks for taking time out on the hill, my man.
Hey, I appreciate you, Pat. Have a good one, buddy.
That was Jake Roos of UGAsports.com breaking down the Battle of the Bulldogs from the Georgia side of things in this big SEC clash. When you hear his side from Jake, too, of this matchup, Jake Wimberly we had on at the second segment. Jake Roos comes in behind him. Talking from the Georgia's perspective, Demetrius, what do you see as the mood of this team? Do you feel like this game is going to shape up to really be one that a lot of people will be talking about for weeks on down the road?
I think it will, but I may be jumping to conclusions, but just a little bit of Jake's demeanor just kind of gave me that he thinks Mississippi State is going to kind of take this game. I think he thinks it's going to be I may be wrong. But just listening, it kind of sounds like he thinks this is really going to be a dogfight. I think it is really going to go boil down to the last quarter. I think guys are really going to come out playing hard. I think Georgia is really going to bring the atmosphere, and the fans are definitely going to be there. But I think this is Mississippi State's Cinderella year. Every year you'll have a team that comes out and does something. Like what was that 3 years ago when Ole Miss did it?
Yep.
I think they're going to have a year similar to that. So, again, I think Mississippi State's going to come out on top. But what I did take away was how he reiterated some of the things that I said about the Vanderbilt and Alabama game. I think, again, that's really going to be an intriguing matchup and really going to kind of shadow how the SEC is really going to pan out this year. So I think although there's a lot of great games going on, I think the eye of the SEC is still on the champions, which is the Alabama. I think guys are really going to be tuned into that game.
Well, we're going to step away, get us a real quick break, and we're going to wrap it up in our next segment as we got to continue on with our Lindsay question of the week. It pertains to the Arkansas uniforms, and the question also said, would it be something that you guys would like to see continue as an option for a uniform here at the University of Arkansas? We'll be back in a moment. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins.